If you know HTML, you can really have some fun with the thing that you post as your auto response. So you can do an image, you can do formatted text, you can do paragraphs, etc., etc. But before you start typing out your HTML, I really encourage you to go to this feed comment page in the developer guide and scroll down to the is rich text field. The reason is not all HTML tags are supported. So it's going to tell you all the ones that are supported, and then it's going to give you an example of how to use, for example, the image tag. If you're like me, you're not used to using a closing image tag. So take a look at this. It's going to save you a lot of headaches because the error messages that you'll get if you use a tag that's not supported, or if you use the image tag in a wrong way, the error messages are not super helpful. So take a look at that first, then get your HTML ready. You can see I've already gotten mine ready. I really encourage you to do this in Notepad or an equivalent. Typing it directly into the flow and trying it to debug it there is just kind of a nightmare. So you do it in a document like this. Once you've got that ready, I'm going to go into the flow that we created earlier. And I'm going to double click on the Create Records element. I'm going to scroll down just so that I don't forget. I'm going to knock this out first. I'm going to add a field. The field that I want is rich text, so I'm going to click on that. And we need to set that to global constant true. If you forget to do this, you won't get an error, but your post will literally print your HTML as the comment, and that would be very confusing for your users. So if you set this to true, then it will actually, interpret this HTML as you would expect. All right, the next thing to do is clear out the value you have, the plain text value you have in the comment body, and copy paste your HTML in there. It's going to strip out line breaks for you, so don't worry about doing that yourself manually. And then go ahead and hit done. Save as. We do want a new version, so hit save and activate. All right, if I go back to our account here and I try this out, I'm going to type company policy to kick this off. And here we go. So this is what this HTML produces, just so you can have kind of a side-by-side comparison here. And then this is a GIF. When you click on it, it'll go ahead and play. But of course you don't have to do a GIF. You can do I assume you can do anything that the IMG tag normally supports. So you can also do a PNG or a JPEG. If you get an error, which honestly is kind of likely just because there are certain tags that aren't supported, etc., etc., I really encourage you to debug a little bit at a time. So, if all of this gave me an error, then maybe I would just copy this much over into my comment body. Hit done. Save it as a new version, activate it, and try that. If you just do a little bit at a time, then you can kind of narrow down what the problem is. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how to do the image tag. So let me separate it out a little bit so you can see it. So this guy right here. You can, as the documentation will tell you, you can only do images that are stored in your Salesforce account. But getting this ID of the image is not necessarily intuitive. So I wanted to show where you can get that. So in your app launcher here, type in Files and go to the Files tab. First of all, this is where you would upload a new image if you wanted to use a new image for specifically for your Chatter auto response. You could do it right here. You could just hit upload file and upload the new file from your computer. But mine's already uploaded here. It's called Jupyter Branch. So if I want to get the ID, notice if I just click on it, this doesn't help me. I don't get the ID. So the way you can do that is in this drop down here, click the drop down and then click View File Details. That will give you the ID right here. So you can see that's exactly the ID that I still hear. And as far as the format of the rest of this line goes, I just got that directly from the documentation right here. All right, hope that helps, and enjoy making your comment super cool with HTML.